Stewardship is frequently misunderstood to be concerned with money, and money is only a part of stewardship. Stewardship really is the way Christians view their relationship to God and to the rest of creation. To be a steward means that we don't own. We're simply taking care of what God has given us.
Stewardship to me means giving back of your time, treasure, and talent.
Despite our very busy lives, we always attend Wednesday. My children have gone to Logos since they were in kindergarten and eligible for the program. And my oldest son is in junior EYC, which is 6th grade. Absolutely loves it. It's just a wonderful place to be. It's a safe, fun environment.
Patty and I have been coming to Redeemer for 27 years. And we've had 2 children married in this church. And fortunately, not on the other end of the spectrum. We haven't had to do that yet. But we love this church. We've been in lots of churches as we've moved around the country, but this is the most fun and most welcoming church we've been in our lives.
Worship, I think, is part of our stewardship because we're giving back to God.
Morning, Stuart.
Morning, good morning. How
Nice
are
to
you?
see you. Good morning. Nice to have you this morning.
Good morning, Father.
Good morning, Francie.
We give to God our lives at the offertory. The choir sings an offertory anthem, not primarily for our enjoyment, even though we do enjoy it. That's their offering to God. The scriptures tell us that the minimum standard of giving for God's people is a tenth or a tithe. When Jesus talked about giving, he frequently went way beyond the tithe. He talked about the widow's mite, the widow who gave only 2 pennies, but her giving was more than all of the people who gave lots and lots more.
Stewardship means to me loving the neighbor as one loves oneself, and that has led me to be more active in the community. And I see that as an extension of what Christian living is all about.
Resurrection House is a day resource center for the homeless here in Sarasota. The idea started here in the parish hall when the sprinklers came on one evening and a woman hopped out of the bushes. Her name was Joy. And they took a little collection up and put her in a motel and fed her. And people said, you know, I just couldn't believe here in the shadow of these high-rises, someone is sleeping in the bushes. And that was the beginning, and from that grew the Resurrection House.
Pretty much, I let Satan get a hold of me, so I'm getting my life back on track, slowly but surely. Without these people, and without Church of the Redeemer, who's paying for my books for school, without them, I wouldn't know what to do.
The primary mission of the music department at Church of the Redeemer is to enhance the worship life and the liturgy. We fit together like a glove.
When I think of Redeemer, the shining stars out there with regard to Redeemer are the beautiful liturgy, the music. In addition to that, we are very strong in our youth program, our men's and women's ministries, and our mission and outreach.
The goal at the Church of the Redeemer with Christian formation is to form people in their life with Christ. From birth through death, we try to facilitate people knowing the Lord and being His light in the world. There are a multitude of offerings for Christian education and Christian formation at the Church of the Redeemer, from the Sunday morning programming for children and for youth. There are Sunday school offerings every Sunday during the academic year for little people all the way through the high school, and there's an adult class. There are offerings all during the week, not only educational classes, but our youth groups meet during the week. Middle school youth, high school youth, and then we have a special program on Wednesday afternoons just for children called Logos. And so we try to connect the Sundays so that it's not just a Sunday morning experience with the Lord, but that the children and the youth and the adults see that it's a lifelong walk that we have with God.
I think that every parishioner should not only pledge and give, but also should be involved in some form of service in the church, and also should be involved in some form of outreach. You know, if everybody at Redeemer were doing that, this great parish would be far greater. And this is a great parish. When people give for the work of the kingdom of God, they often think in grand terms. They want to give for something that is very significant beyond the parish. And yet, the greatest mission that the Church of the Redeemer has is at Palm and Ringling. That is our mission. And if it weren't for what goes on here at Palm and Ringling, we wouldn't be able to have mission work in Africa and China, which we do, and the Dominican Republic. We wouldn't be giving to Resurrection House what we give, or to Caritas. The most important mission at Redeemer is what goes on at Palm and Ringling. So, you know, if you think that when you give $1 to Redeemer, that it's insignificant if it goes to keep on the lights, I think you're wrong. I think it's very important what goes on in this city block, because it enables what goes on through this mission all over the world.